Now to Cherokee County, where another deputy has been fired and arrested for misusing flock technology. It's just the latest in a growing list of law enforcement officials ousted across the state of Georgia.
Atlanta News First reporter Mary-Kate Hamilton is live for us at the Cherokee County Sheriff's Department. Mary-Kate, this happens to be the fourth identical arrest in that department.
Yeah, that's right. The fourth since June. And this comes as the conversation surrounding flock camera technology and law enforcement officials' access to it continues to heat up. As flock camera technology takes center stage in downtown Atlanta this week,
there really is no safe mass surveillance network.
Former Cherokee County Deputy Jerry Shellhouse adds to the growing list of deputies and police officers fired and arrested for misusing flock cameras across Georgia. After his arrest yesterday, Shellhouse is now the fourth Cherokee County deputy to be arrested on the same charges just this summer. The charges: one felony count of violation of oath of office and a misdemeanor for illegally keeping license plate data. In a statement, Cherokee County Sheriff Frank Reynolds said, quote, "The actions taken in this case, along with the 3 arrests earlier this year, make our position unmistakably clear. Misuse of this technology will not be tolerated," end quote. Meanwhile, calls against license plate reading technology continue. The Georgia ACLU cites major constitutional concerns, saying the tech could even threaten Fourth Amendment rights.
The larger issue here is the misuse of surveillance technology and the ways that these technologies are being deployed in our communities with little transparency, little information about what data is being collected, what data is being shared, who has access to it. These are the larger concerns that we have when we see situations like this.
The Sheriff's Department in Cherokee County says it has tightened its policies around its flock technology following the June arrests of deputies Chris Bryant, Mike Creedon, and Cynthia Jodesty. They say Shellhouse's misuse occurred before those new policies were put in place. And Shellhouse bonded out of jail shortly after he was booked. And meanwhile, Flock's national conference wraps up today, day 3 in downtown Atlanta. More protesters are expected to gather outside. For now, live in Cherokee County, I'm Mary-Kate Hamilton, Atlanta News First.